Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off in a child's pose position. Bring your big toes together, separate your knees slightly, and walk your hands forward. Let your hips rest down on your heels, and maybe allow your forehead to rest on the mat. In this first child's pose position, start to bring focus and awareness to your breathing. In today's series, we're going to be focusing on different stretches that alleviate pain in the lower back. Just a way to kind of loosen up that area that a lot of people have a lot of tightness. So today's session, these stretches we're going to hold for a little bit longer, and because of that, we really want to get into the breath and then use your breath as a tool throughout these long stretches. So you can set up and establish your breath right here, this first child's pose. Every exhale, imagine that your spine gets a little bit longer. And now crawl your fingertips over to the right diagonal of your mat. And as you do this, shift your hips over to the left. So you're creating a bit of a counter stretch, feeling a nice pull all along the left side of your body. Breathe into this space. And then slowly switch. Walk your fingers over to the left diagonal. Feel your right butt bone pull over to the right. And this is targeting the lower back, but we're also getting a little bit of side body action and length here as well. And again, your breath is your best friend for this series today. Allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper into every breath. And then slowly begin to bring yourself back through your center child's pose. And take a few moments, you can kind of shift your hips from side to side or maybe crawl your fingertips out further in front of you. And then move up in your own time to a tabletop position, all fours tabletop position. And in this tabletop position, we'll move through cat and cow, but we're going to move extra slow. So on an inhale, arch your spine, lift your gaze, lift your chin. Nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, push with your palms into the mat, round through your spine, pull your chin to your chest. And we'll take about 5 of these, moving nice and slow. Try to exaggerate your breath as much as possible. And when exaggerating your breath, exaggerate your movement as well. So if you think you can't go any further in the range of motion, try to hold it there and maybe bring yourself just a little bit further. And this is your own pace, but use your breath to help with your pace. Move with your breath. And this is going to feel like it's going really, really slow, and that's okay. Nice intentional movements, just finding some movement around that space, that lower back area. And after your last one, come back to neutral pelvis. We're coming all the way down onto the belly. Pull your elbows back and press yourself up to what's called a Sphinx pose. So this is a gentle back bend. Your forearms will be flat to the ground. Your palms will be flat. Pull your elbows back towards your waist. Push down as much as you can through your palms and your forearms. And if you need to decrease this range of motion, bring your fingertips a little further out, a little further away. We're just gonna hold here. Now notice if your shoulders and your ears are close together, try to create a little bit of space between your shoulders and your ears. Again, push down into your forearms as much as you can and feel a lift of your core. So instead of just letting your belly kind of splat down, lift your core up. But it's really more about the arms here, pushing down into the ground, elbows pull back. And then slowly bring yourself down. We're coming into another back bend, 2 options. Option 1 is to come into this upward facing dog. So your hands will come beside your ribs, push yourself up and try to lift your thighs and your knees up off the ground. Now, if this isn't feeling so accessible to you, keep your knees or your thighs down so you have that extra bit of support. This is just a bit of a bigger back bend. And then slowly lower down, push back to child's pose, nice familiar position. Take a few moments of breath here. And slowly roll up. We're gonna come to a sitting position. Extend your legs so they come long and heavy in front of you. Take a moment to shift your butt bones from side to side. Reach your arms up overhead, nice big breath in. And on your exhale, release over your legs for a seated forward fold. Now we're targeting a bit more into the hamstrings for this one. That's okay. A lot of times lower back stiffness or tightness and hamstring tightness go hand in hand. So trying to lengthen and loosen the hamstrings can also be beneficial for lower back pain and lower back stiffness. And just as with all of our other stretches in this session today, breath is our best friend. Find these nice long breaths in, full breaths out. Slowly roll up, bend your right knee, pull it into your chest. And then take your right foot so it comes across your left thigh. Grab hold of your right knee with your left elbow and twist your body to the right. Finding a nice gentle rotation here. As you inhale, find length through your spine, through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, twist yourself a little bit further. Use your eyeballs to kind of wrap around further over to the right. Keep these breaths moving, big belly breaths. Rotate back to center. Take your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate your chest towards your extended left leg and release your body up and over your leg. And breathe here. Think of the space between your shoulder blades and think of the length all along the right side of your back. Especially into your lower back. Try to adjust your belly button so it goes a little further along your thigh with every exhale. Roll yourself up, extend your right leg, and we'll swap to the opposite side. Bend your left knee, cross it across your right thigh. You can, with your right hand, grab your left knee and then rotate to the left. Every inhale, your butt bones will really plug down into the mat as you grow your spine away. And then every exhale, allow yourself to twist a little deeper. And take a few more of those breaths. Nice, intentional breath. And slowly rotate back. Take the left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Sit up tall, reach your arms up. Rotate your chest so it aims over your extended right leg. And then release your torso up and then over. You want to think of a little bit of length before you release your body over. And if you're rounding into your spine in this stretch, that's okay. You do want to think that every exhale, your torso could go a little further away from your hips. Continuously try to keep that left shoulder down so you're really squaring your chest off towards your extended right leg. And slowly roll yourself up. Extend both of your legs and come all the way down onto your back. Pull your right knee into your chest and just hold here. Hold and breathe. Maintain the curve through your lower spine. You can take some movement through your ankle, but as far as your hips and pelvis go, you just want to find this nice stretch, very gentle stretch into your right lower back. And breathe into your belly. You may feel a little bit constricted with that right thigh in the way. That's okay. And then go ahead and switch sides. Left knee pulls in. Extend your right leg so it's long and heavy on the ground. Breathe into your belly. Notice if you're holding onto tension in your shoulders. Try to let the outer edges of your shoulders release into the ground. Take one more big breath here. And now bring your right knee up to meet your left knee. And then you can grab hold of your knees or maybe grab hold of opposite hand or opposite wrist. Take a very gentle, easy rock from side to side. Going to move into a series of gentle and easy twists. So you can shift your hips slightly over to the left and then let your knees fall over to the right. You can expand through your arms, maybe bring your gaze over to the left, and we'll hold here for about 10 seconds. Just breathe into your belly, breathe into this twist, and then bring your knees up through center, and then switch. So your knees will go over to the left. You can adjust your hips so they go slightly to the right. And just as we did on the first side, expand your arms, gaze over to the right. Hold for about 10 seconds. And then bring yourself back to center. And we're gonna do that again. So let your knees gently fall over to the right. Maybe feeling a little different on our second go around. Hold for about 10 seconds. And then slowly come out of this and let your knees fall over to the left. Open your gaze to your right hand and breathe. And then last one, we're gonna hold this one a little bit longer. Let your knees fall over to the right. Bring your gaze over to the left. We'll hold this for about 30 seconds. Really use your breath as a tool here. So every inhale, you feel this expansion into your belly. Every exhale, allow this twist to go a little bit deeper. If your left shoulder is coming up off the ground, it's no big deal, but you do want to think of that left shoulder becoming heavier with every exhale. Bring your knees back to center, and then switch. Let your knees fall to the left. You can shift your hips slightly over to the right, and just pause and breathe here. You can open through your arms and find that same sensation of breath, what I like to call intentional breathing. A nice full breath in, feel your belly expand, and a nice full breath out to allow your torso to twist even a little further. Slowly pull your legs back through center. Happy baby. Catch the outside or inside of your feet or ankles. Pull your knees towards your armpits and find an easy rock from side to side. Last little moment here. Find a nice stretch through your lower back, maybe finding some nice opening into your hamstrings or hips. Take any sort of movement through your face or other areas of your body where you may be holding on to tension. And then on your next exhale, extend your legs so they come long and heavy in front of you. Bring your arms to your side, or you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And we'll take final moments here, final breaths. Come back to that first breath that we established at the beginning. Very intentional, controlled breathing. With every exhale, allow yourself to melt a little bit heavier into the mat. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.